welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a lovely day and you're having fun whatever you're doing, wherever you are. Today I wanted to talk to you about winter inspiration in my knitting, things that I'm planning to knit still this winter and things that I probably won't have time to make, but I would love to have time to make. So I made a bundle of patterns on Ravelry that I wanted to show you and talk a little bit about my plans and what other patterns are inspiring me at the moment, but I'm probably not going to have time to make. I wanted to apologize because I've been a bit ill for the last few days. I've had tonsillitis, so I'm going to have to pause a lot and my voice is still not back to normal. And it's actually a little bit painful to talk, but we're gonna plod along and see how far I get before I get too exhausted to continue. Okay, I'm editing the video that you're about to watch, and it sounds like, from what I'm saying, that someone is forcing me to record the video, that I'm too ill to be recording the video, but that's not the case at all. Like, I wanted to record the video, and that's why I did it. So I wanted to let you know that even though I'm like saying that I'm too ill and might be too painful to talk, that's not the case. I'm not too ill to record. I wanted to record the video. And then the other thing is I make so many mistakes, probably because my brain was in a haze. I'm making so many mistakes like while talking and things that I'm saying incorrectly. So I will correct myself where it's needed. But yeah, I wanted to apologize for that. And I'm sorry, just bear with me and I hope you return for a next video after this. I also wanted to show you what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing my plain yoke tee by Lynette and then my Sequoia cardigan, which you saw me making. It's a pattern by Julia Pero and you saw me making that on a previous video. I feel like this cables could look a little bit better if I blocked this cardigan, but I didn't block it, so that's just how it is. But yeah, that's what I'm wearing today. It's a cold day, so I'm very happy to have this cardigan on. Anyway, let's start with the patterns. I have the patterns in front of me. You're gonna see them on the screen as well. And I wanted to start by showing you the Main Sweater by Eleanor Mortensen. This jumper, when I first saw it, I knew immediately I wanted to make it, and I even have part of the yarn to make it. So I'm gonna talk to you about what my plans are. This is a color work jumper, and I don't have that much experience with color work. I made the key vests by Teddy Knits last year, or was it this year already? I don't remember. But I love that vest. I wear it a lot, not in the winter, but I wear it in the autumn and spring. And it's a lovely vest, but I feel like I've made a few mistakes. So I wanted to practice a little bit more my color work. And I think this jumper is going to be very scary to make, but hopefully it's going to go okay. So this is a jumper made in fingering weight yarn in 2.75 millimeter needles and 3.25 millimeter needles, which I would have to buy. I think I have 3.5 millimeter needles. I might have the 2.75, but I'll have to see what I have and then purchase the needles that I don't have yet. I will probably knit this on a size 2. I looked at the bust circumferences and the positive ease that it's recommended, and it's probably going to be an M or size 2. And the pattern costs €6.75, 77 cents, sorry. And it's knitted top down with some German short rows increases to shape the yoke. And it has this lovely color work motifs on the yoke, but also on the hem and the sleeves. So hopefully I can show you the sleeves somewhere. Yeah, here you can see the sleeves have some color work as well. So what are my plans to knit this? I have a large quantity of mini alpaca by Sadness Garn. I already talked about this yarn a lot. The plan was to make the 3-day cardigan, and then in the end I didn't want to make the 3-day cardigan, and the mohair I had bought to pair with this didn't go well with this, in my opinion. It was like a gray, which I'll show you as well for different projects. So I now have, how many balls? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 balls of this yarn. I can't get more here in Portugal because, as I said before, no one really sells Sadness yarn that I know of here in Portugal, so I would have to make a project that would use just these 7 balls of yarn. And I think this project would be great because it also has the color work, so I wouldn't need a full jumper quantity of the yarn. I could get away with just the one I have, and I check the quantities and it would be okay. So this would be the color for the main body of the jumper. And then for the color work, I wanted to show you a project here on Ravelry. So there's some really lovely projects that have 2 different colors, or 3 different colors even. And I wanted to show you one in particular, which I'm thinking this one. So you see how they used the red in the main body, and then they used this gray in the yoke, and then the orange. I'm thinking of doing black, and then for where they have the gray, I'm thinking of using the leftover of my Mondi from my no frill sweater in this white color. And then for where they have the orange, I would buy a fingering weight yarn of a different color, and I'm thinking something like a green or maybe a red color. And I'm gonna be traveling to Finland next week. Actually, when this video goes out, I'll be in Finland, and I want to go to some yarn shops there. And I'm hoping to find. It's very difficult to talk with my voice like this, but I'm thinking of buying some fingering weight yarn for this jumper there. So that's the plan. The plan would be to do the main color black, then where they have the gray here in the yoke, I would use the whitish, and then where they have the orange, I would use a 3rd color, which I still need to pick. And even thinking that maybe it would be nice to have some marbling in this, but maybe that's too much, I don't know yet. So I'm gonna see what I can find in Finland. If I can't find anything that I like, I'm thinking of buying another ball of Mondi. There are a couple of colors that I like that might go well with this, so that's the plan. I want to cast this on once I finish the beginner's jacket that I'm knitting for my friend's baby, and I'm debating whether I should cast this on before the Abba's vest that I told you about in the podcast. I don't know if I should do the Abba's vest first or this one first, but I'm thinking the Abba's vest I won't wear before the spring anyway, so I probably would cast this on first and then leave the Abba's vest for later. And I told you I had that problem of making a swatch that I don't remember which needles I used, so I'll have to re-swatch that anyway. So I'm thinking of casting this on first because honestly I've been itching to start this. I would have to swatch very carefully with the 3 colors to see if the different yarns together, if the weights are the same, if they go well together. So yeah, I'll have to do a couple of swatches I think for this jumper, and then I could start. But yeah, let's look at some of the projects. I love this one, for example. It's so beautiful, the use of color, and here I think they used 4 colors even. Yeah, really beautiful. Yeah, there's loads of projects for this jumper, so I'm hoping it'll be an easy one to do. Well, it won't be easy, but you know, it'll be a good pattern to follow. Yeah, so that was the first one I wanted to show you, the Maybon sweater by Eleanor Mortensen. I'm very excited about this. I hope it goes well. I'm very scared as well. I'm as scared as I am excited. The second pattern I wanted to show you is the Sycamore sweater by Petite Knit. Now I want to knit other stuff apart from petite knit stuff, but the truth is, I love her design, so why steer away from them if I love them so much? The reason why I thought about this jumper was because I have um, the thin silk mohair by Sadness Garn. I showed you this as well in my podcast, I think. I have 5 balls of this, which probably is not quite enough for a jumper. I mean, maybe I could get away with it because for the no frill sweater, I used 5 balls of the Aurora by Rosários Quatro. So I probably would get away with it, but then I would always be afraid of not having enough yarn to finish. So what I thought about this jumper was to do the main color in gray. So buy probably a Mondine yarn in gray to pair with this mohair and do the main color in gray. And then for the stripe here that she has, let's have a look at the pictures. For this stripe here, I would buy like maybe a pinkish or reddish color. And actually, I thought it might be good to pair with the leftover ball I have of Rosários Quatro Aurora, which is this white. I have this leftover from my no frill sweater, so I thought if I paired the white with some like strong color, it would look very nice in a stripe. I would have to test it, but I'm thinking that would be a very nice jumper to wear. And I'm not like a big fan of turtlenecks, so I probably would have a folded down collar instead. I'll make it shorter and fold it down. But yeah, I'm thinking of knitting the sycamore sweater as well at some point. Maybe this winter I'll get around to it, I don't know. But yeah, I already have part of the yarn, so I'll have to buy the probably Mondine yarn for the main color and the stripe, but I think I have the mohair needed to pair it with. This is worked in DK plus lace, so maybe the Mondine would actually not be good. I would have to buy some DK yarn actually, now thinking about it. Yeah, because the Mondine is fingering weight, so I'd have to buy a DK yarn, like a gray DK yarn, and then a strong color of DK yarn as well. So I'll have to see what I can find. But yeah, I'm thinking about knitting this as well this winter. Let's look at some projects. Look at this, I love this. So this is what I mean about the color. I would probably do something like this as well instead of the turtleneck. I love these two colors together. There's nothing in gray that I can see. Yeah, some people just avoided the stripe. But I like how the stripe continues from the main body to the sleeves. I think that's really nice. Some people just did normal stripes. And here's a long dress sweater. Really nice. Oh, this one is lovely as well. I like these colors. Yeah, I like these colors a lot. So yeah, this is the Sycamore sweater by Petite Knit, and I'm hoping to knit this winter still. Then the next project I have to show is the fun stripped socks. Now, I said I don't like knitting socks, but it's not like I don't like knitting socks. It's just that I don't find it very practical to think that I would have to wash my socks by hand and darn the socks and be very careful with them. But then I started thinking more about it, and people surely don't wash their socks by hand. I'm sure that the stock, you can get sock yarn that it has acrylic in it and you can knit. So I was thinking for this, I was thinking of doing these socks as well, but I'm knitting I'm knitting the petite knit beginner's jacket for my friend's baby in Rosários 4 Be Cool, which is this yarn. And I'm pretty much finishing the sleeve, and I know I'm gonna have a leftover of this. So I was thinking of buying a dark blue and then pairing with this and do the main color of this sock in dark blue and then the stripes on this color. I think that would look really cool. I don't even know if the yarn is the same. I mean, this one, I think it's sport, and this one says fingering, but I'm sure I could make it work, adjusting the sizes if I did like a swatch and then adjust the sizes accordingly. But I really like these socks. I like the fact that they're striped. And yeah, I really like these socks. So this might be my first proper sock project that I complete. If I have enough yarn. If I don't, I'm not gonna be making these anytime soon. The next project, it's the oxbow socks. So another pair of socks I thought I might do, and I love socks that have a lot of patterns in it and like a lot of color work, but I'm afraid of knitting color work socks. You know, stripes are different, but in terms of very convoluted color work, I'm a little bit afraid of knitting that, because I think everyone says that if you're not very good at color work or if you're a beginner, the socks might be very tight because of your tension in the color work. So I'm thinking of starting with some simple stripy or some plain socks, and then see how I get on with sock knitting before I start doing a lot of difficult color work. This oxbow socks I saw on Instagram, and they look really nice, especially these ones that have two colors. I think there is a really nice pattern, and I love this color combination. And I thought if I find some fingering weight yarn in Helsinki, I could buy some yarn to knit these socks. And I could even buy like the main color that goes together with the color I'm planning for the color work jumper. So if I buy that third color of the color work jumper, and if I buy a color that goes with that, if I have leftover of that color work jumper yarn, I can then make these socks. That's the plan anyway. Yeah, these are very nice socks. They're knitted in sport yarn. So again, this would be ideal for the Rosários 4 Be Cool actually. But I don't know, maybe I'll use that yarn for these socks instead and get like the dark blue for the main part of the sock and then use this leftover for this. So that's another option. But yeah, I love these socks. I will probably make them a little bit longer than this to go a bit more up the leg. Let's see if there are any projects. These are lovely. I love these. I love these. Really nice socks. Yeah, I'm getting very excited about knitting socks, which goes to show that you can change your mind about anything. I always said I wouldn't knit socks, and now I'm excited about knitting socks next year. Okay, next project is actually a decision between two cardigans. One is the Eva cardigan by Petite Knit, which is this one. I'm going to show you the pictures. It's a very simple cardigan, very traditional, very nice. And I want a black cardigan, so that's why I'm trying to decide between two different patterns. I would like a black cardigan because I'm starting to knit more and more like tees like this one, and then I feel like I don't have a cardigan to go with them. This cardigan is nice, but it's very thick, so I would like something that I can wear outside under a winter coat. And I'm knitting the Farnham tee as well with those funky colors that I showed you in the podcast. So I would like a black cardigan to go with that. So this is a possibility, and I actually made a note in my notebook of the yarn that this requires, because if I find something in Finland, I might buy the quantity I need for this cardigan. And then the other option is the cardigan number 9 by My Favorite Things, which is a bit different. It doesn't have a V-neck, so I don't know how wearable would be open. She doesn't have any pictures of it open all the way. So I'm more inclined to knit the Eva's cardigan by Petite Knit than this one, but this one is also lovely. So I also made a note on my notebook about the yarn requirements of this pattern, and then I can decide which one I would make depending on what yarn I find. And I might not buy any yarn for this, we'll see. But I decided I want to knit a black cardigan, so I'm more inclined to the Eva cardigan by Petite Knit, but cardigan number 2 is my other option. Now I wanted to talk about patterns that have caught my eye somehow, but I probably won't have the opportunity and the time to make them this winter, but they're gonna continue in my favorites, and then hopefully one day I can make them. The first one is the Oba sweater, which has this lovely herringbone kind of pattern, and I've had this in my favorites for so long. I love the colors. I would make it exactly like this, exactly with the same colors and probably the same yarn, even though I think it's an expensive yarn. This uses Isagar yarn silk mohair and Isagar yarn Jensen yarn, which I can get both of them here in Portugal, I think, or I can have like Isagar substitutes, but I would love to make this. It's really beautiful. I don't like this option with the black as much as I like the cream and gray, so I would probably make exactly this one with the same colors, but I love this jumper. Let's look if there are any projects. See, sometimes I come to the projects and I'm like, oh, they don't look as nice as the sample picture. This is nice. This is really nice. This color. I like that as well. I like that a lot. But yeah, I think I'm in love with the cream and gray, so I'll probably make that. The blue is also nice. Yeah, the blue and gray or blue and cream is also quite nice. So that's another option. This is lovely. I like that a lot. But yeah, that's something it's not on my immediate plans, but I would like to make. The next project is the Fruity Sweater by Hip Knit Shop. I saw this on Instagram and I was like, I need to find a pattern for this. I don't like the strawberry one so much. I'm not a very pink person. I'm not too drawn to pink, but I love the lemon one. I think it's so cool. It's so fluffy. It's so funny. It's such a great jumper. I would love to make this. Yeah, it doesn't even say what the suggested yarn is. It's bulky, super bulky. It doesn't look like a super bulky knit. Materials fluff mohair, no idea what that is. So I don't even know if I would be able to find suitable yarn for this. But let's see what fluff mohair is. I think it's their own yarn. Let's fluff mohair. Yeah, it's their own Hip Knit Shop fluff, which I probably wouldn't be able to get here. in Portugal anyway. But yeah, it looks really cool. Yeah, I don't think I can get this here in Portugal. It's a super bulky mohair, a bit like the one I'm wearing. So this would have been a good yarn for that jumper, I think, maybe. Or not. Maybe it's not as bulky as this one. But yeah, this one is just a dream. I don't think I'll ever find... If I find the yarn in Finland, I might be tempted to buy it. I don't know. But yeah, it's really nice. If you know of any similar yarns that I could get here in Portugal, let me know, because I would love to make that. Then next we have the lace polo by, I'm not going to attempt to say the name of the designer, but I'll put it on this, I'll put it, you'll see it on the screen in the Ravelry shop, but I'm not going to attempt to say it. But I like this. I saw it on Instagram. There were more pictures on Instagram. There was one in red, but they only have this one picture. Let's look at the projects. Yeah, there's some lovely options here. This one is so nice. I would love to have something like this. I just love that color, because otherwise it's just a simple it's just a simple sweater, but I love this color. It's so beautiful. I would like to knit this very much. I don't know if this kind of picot detail is made in crochet or what, but it's very beautiful. So I don't know the names of these yarns. I would have to find something similar, but it says that it's knitted in something worsted. So I'd have to do some research about the yarns used and then try to find something similar. But yeah, I like this a lot. I saw it on Instagram, was like, I need to find this pattern. Where is it? When is it? Okay, finally, this is going to be a very short video, but finally, I wanted to show you this Culta Pisco by Anna Joanna pattern. And again, I've had this in my favorites on Instagram for such a long time, and then recently I decided to look up the pattern and look at it. I don't know if I already showed this jumper on a previous video of knitting inspiration, of patterns inspiration. I might have, but I'm obsessed with it, so it's always a possibility. It's knitted in light fingering jumper with 3.5 and 3.0 millimeter needles, so very small gauge, and it looks so beautiful. I think this pattern was first released on a magazine, if I'm not mistaken, and then she made it available. Where We Once Knitted, it was firstly published, but you can buy it on Ravelry for €10.90. I haven't been saying the pattern prices, but hopefully you can see them on the Ravelry page. I am a little bit ill today, guys. Sorry, I'm not. My mind is somewhere else. Let's see if there are any projects. You see what I mean? Like, the projects are not as nice. Oh no, this one is nice. I'm eating my words. This one is really nice. It doesn't seem like they did as many of those like bubble thingies, bubble stitches. I don't know how those are made, but it doesn't seem like they did as many as in the original pattern. Oh, this one is so nice. Look at it. This one has loads of bubbles. Yeah, lovely. Really lovely. This might be a good scrap if you have a lot of like light fingering yarn of different colors laying around. You just have to buy, if they go well together, the colors, you just have to buy the main color and then use the other colors for this. I like that. So yeah, guys, this was a very short video today. I am feeling a little bit ill, as I said, so apologies. I hope you enjoyed. These are my knitting plans for this winter. You already have a bit of flavor of what I want to knit. I want to knit the Maybon sweater, which is going to be my next cast on, either that or the Abba's vest. I haven't decided. Then I would like to make the sycamore sweater and maybe a couple of pairs of socks and a black cardigan. That's all I wish until spring. I hope I have enough time to knit all of that. And you know how it goes, like you start with those ideas, this is what I'm going to do, and this and this and this and this, and then something else comes and you start knitting something else. But yeah, those are my plans as of today. So they might change, but as of today, those are my knitting plans. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the patterns. Let me know which patterns you are kind of in love with, and not these ones, but other patterns. You know, what do you want to knit this winter and what patterns you're in love with. And please don't forget, if you watch this video, if you enjoyed it, please give me a like, and perhaps subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.